Well, hey folks, welcome to Pete's Pursuit of Par. And what I'm doing is I'm going to every course in the area that's part of the Disc Golf Birmingham 11 course circuit. And I'm gonna play with just a Berg and play from the longest setup and try to just shoot for par to see how we can do. Now what that means is my max distance, if I really crush it, maybe 250. Really, it's less than that. So I'm throwing this about 200 feet each time. And so what I'm trying to do is show you that smarts over power is gonna let you score pretty well. And so we're just gonna be shooting for par, throwing 200 feet at a time. Bring you along with us right after the intro. I said us, like there's more than a couple in here, but anyway, you get the picture. See you on the other side. So I'm here at University of Montevallo, and I am playing the gold baskets. So basically, I think that's gonna be the longest setup. If in doubt, I'll play the longest hole, because that's what I want to show is even though I can only throw, 200 feet at a time, if you play smart, you can shoot par. 265 feet out there, headwind, so I can't get there with this. So I'm gonna have to right down the middle. That wind just picked it up and popped it around a little bit. All right, well, let's go. So my hope in doing this series is to show you that, yes, power and distance are great. But for most of us, especially as we're getting older, guys, you're gonna lose your distance, but you don't have to lose your dangerous approach and putting. You know, 200 feet and in all the time should be sweet spots for you. You should be practicing that all the time, because that's where you're gonna live for most of your game. It would be great to still be able to crush 600 feet, still be able to, like I could ever do, you know, that would be wonderful. But all of us have to throw 200 feet and in all the time. So let's become very deadly with that range. And that's why I'm using the Berg as a great example. It's the natural inhibitor. I can't go much beyond 200 feet. I also picked a windy day. So I'm just playing for par. I want to get this close. Whew. Wind held it up, went right over the top of it. I thought for a second there I might have smacked it right in. So here's the thing. I'm not running it. I'm not trying to get birdies. Now, if they come, that's awesome, but we're just playing smart. I don't like that I gave myself a little extra putt on this. And that was because the wind just lifted it. I should have played smarter and a little bit lower and just dropped it right under the basket where I didn't even have to putt. Because let's face it, we want to learn how to play as boring and stress-free rounds as possible. Let everybody else stress out while we just kind of cruise along, play our game, and everybody just gets so frustrated and crazy because we're not making a lot of mistakes. That's the key, is we're trying to avoid mistakes. And if you don't make mistakes, you don't have to make up for them. And when those opportunities come, you get a birdie here, birdie there, your score looks pretty darn good. All right, right to there, 263. Not gonna happen. Okay, so their sign said 234, whereas you just said 263. A little downhill. There's no way I threw that 230 feet with that throw. So I think, yeah, it's got to be closer to 234 than 264. It also told me to go to this basket, but that one's nicer, but we'll go to this one. So here's the deal. I'm making sure my putt, if I miss, because remember I'm playing for par, is going to stay close. See how I got that little nose up, and I didn't do my normal punch at it. I did a float at it, so if it was gonna miss, it was only gonna go a few feet past it. All right, well, now I've got a birdie to play with. Like it. So now we're looking at, it's saying 233, but the thing is, it needs some movement to be able to get all the way there, and let's face it, the Berg is not known for its movement. So I'm just gonna punch it down there and see what we have on the other side. I actually pulled inside the tree I was aiming for, so yeah, we'll see. So the map layout said going for the B basket, so I'm assuming placement, not necessarily disc catcher every time. It'll probably switch up. But man, I would prefer to go to this one this time, since I'm right here. I know, don't get greedy, Pete. So I realized there was a gap to the right that meant I could curve the disc and float a little bit more at the basket instead of running right at it. Because that's when you have to run it right at it. You got to put a little lower, more power, and a chance of going by farther. Plus, I thought I hit it. Dang it. So yeah, let's face it. Each course is going to have different personality. I played Oliver, and it's a longer course. So trying to play for par out there was really taxing. Whereas I think for a lot of these holes, they're going to be in between. Some of these are going to be easy, and some of these are going to be, yeah, I'm not going to make it. But the distances definitely aren't as far out here. And need a little more movement, but the distance isn't asking as much out of you. So should be easier to shoot par for most of the course. We'll wait till we get out to some longer ones. Realize I haven't played this course in quite a while. I think last time I played it was with the Robbie C, maybe. I think I pinched myself off too early left. All right, so once again, don't blow by it. We may have to adjust the line on this. I'm be curious once we get out in the open how it'll be. But yeah, these first few holes are definitely kind of, you got to get them. You don't have to get them, but I'm saying they're easier to get. How about that? So now hole number 5 is 271. I can't reach it, so I'm going to need to throw out to the grass, but hopefully give me a decent look at it for a little bit of a flick run at it. Just kind of out there and plop. So here's a perfect example hole. It's like as soon as I know I can't reach the basket, I don't even have to worry about OB. I know I'm just going to throw out into this big open field over here and then have a layup. It takes some of the pressure off, but it's when we're going for shots like trying to get that birdie that we do risk OB, and then there's where the bogey comes in. Now granted, all this can change according to your skill set, tournament play, what you need to do, but what we're trying to do is build a mindset of we don't always have to just go, go, go. Let's learn to play smart and raise our floor so that we can have those times where we raise the ceiling. And this kind of game is going to really push you for your approach shots, your touch shot. Let's face it, anything 200 and in, but I even say the 150 feet and in, you need to become deadly so that you don't have to put all the pressure on making 30, 40-foot putts. You're right by the basket. And I will sound like a broken record over and over again. Get great at 150 feet and in. All right, through a 3 through the gap, we're going to go to that basket and then to the right. So I'm just going to throw out into the field. And then hopefully an easy shot right down the middle. So what's happening with games like this, rounds like this, is I'm not throwing into the trees. I'm not scrambling out of dangerous spots. I'm just throwing to clean spots and then throwing to the basket. So this next hole is 329 feet away. So if I throw at 225, I should be 100 feet out. Let's see how it plays out. You can see hopefully you can see I'm just stepping up, taking 2 steps and pulling through. I'm not trying to rip the mess out of it. So I'm throwing about 75–80% because that's going to allow me to keep reproducing that throw and that consistency just down the middle without doing a lot of fancy stuff, but I can do that all day long. I'm not asking for a lot of craziness, just right there. And so now looking at this, I'm about 100 feet away. So, yep. Wind lifted that one just a little bit. It wasn't my best executed shot, but I'm still only, 12 feet away. That's what we like to see. Also remember, I'm just playing with the Berg, so they're gonna be different wind conditions, different shots that if you've got your regular bag, you might be able to handle even better than just a single Berg. So that should be encouraging. That's my goal, trying to encourage you guys. You guys are great, just keep getting at it. Getting at it, good words. Guys, we wanna keep pushing ourselves to just get a little bit better, a little bit better. That's all we're asking. Keep pushing back the entropy, baby. Push it back. All right, another 320. A little downhill, but nice straight flight. Wind's holding it up. It's getting a little extra ride. I don't mind that at all. That wind just held it. I think the wind coming up this bowl just helped lift it and ride it a little bit further. Ooh. Okay, because of its position, throwing up, I know I could give it a little more run. That was nice. All right, we got another one that I can reach. It's 185, so let's see what we can do. Problem is, it's in those trees, so I gotta bend it around. Okay, so distance is not a problem. It's the angle of attack, because you gotta go in just past that little branch right there and then go in pretty deep. So I'm gonna have to send it out here. Nope. The good news is I pushed it a little too far. I didn't get the angle on it enough, so I pushed past the opening. So we'll have to see. I'll probably have to do a little scramble out to get to the basket. So this is where the hoop practice comes in handy. Just plop it right through. That's such a tough little corner to get, especially with a Berg. You either want something really flippy or a forehand. All right, now I'm extra sexy with my shirt tied around my waist. Looking good. All right, we're going for that basket there, and I want to land on the left. I can't get there, it's 271, but I want to be on the left so that I've got the hill as a backstop. Oh, I thought the wind was going to carry it just a little bit more. All right, 289, but it's downhill, just like this tee pad. Whew, I'm feeling drained. I know. Okay, so here's where you can get in trouble, because these branches out here, if I'm not careful, I can hit something and be far away from the basket for my third shot. I gotta pay attention. I almost wonder if coming through this gap here, you can't get lazy on those approaches, especially when you're playing for par and you don't want to mess up your scorecard. You gotta stop and think. Find the best miss if you mess up. All right, 273 right up there. I'm pushing through the trees, maybe? Yep, pulled that a little bit. I wanted to hyzer back into the middle gap. Wonder if it would have been smarter just to hang it out left. I just don't know how busy those trees are to get through on that side. I just don't play this course enough to just have it nailed down. Fortunately, I should be close enough that I just got to be smart with my approach shot. It does help to have long limbs. All right, we've got a 234, but I've got to get down past that basket and down into the hill here. So, yeah. This is one where I wish I'd played it a few more times, just to kind of know the distance. One wanting to push this way. Basket right there, I got to miss the basket to the left. Oh, it hit the last little tree. It was going right down the gap and caught the last little tree and stopped it right by the other basket. I really liked it, dang. It was just a touch inside. I mean, it was maybe an inch off. Dang it. That's okay. We're playing for par. Playing for par. See, I think it hit this little Twizzler over here. I don't even think it hit that big one. Don't get greedy. I just... Oh. I didn't want to blow by it, so definitely safe. It's a different mindset when you're trying to play clean, bogey-free, and play for par, because it just gives a different pressure to it. You don't want to mess up your clean card. And let's face it, playing a bunch of rounds of playing for par rounds will teach you the base way to play the hole, so that then you can decide, is this the time I push and do something different, or do I just play smart? You're laying, once this, again, I say a good foundation. You're raising your floor so that then you can raise your ceiling. All right, 219, but down in that gap. I need to get this on edge. Might have been just a little tight inside, but also since it's coming downhill, it might have been overcooked just a little. Oh yeah, especially with that wind is coming across here. I wondered why it kind of just accelerated through. Yep, boogied on past. I'm trying to throw it with that spin and soft enough where it just comes, and even if it misses, it drops right here, and I never got it up into the height of the basket. Yeah, not bad. That was a chicken putt. Not to be confused with the chicken butt. That's a whole different thing. Was this encouraging you? Listen, I'm getting birdie looks at several of these holes, you know, just throwing a Berg. And let's face it, different courses are going to offer different challenges. Like, I am really worried about when I go out to clay, you know, and then Inverness, we've already struggled with that. Trying to play par from the longs, it's going to take me several tries. Whereas this, I knew it was going to be fairly easy. That's why I wanted to do it one of the first ones. Oliver was no joke. Look out, he's pulling out a forehand. It's kind of a little poke and hope with that, but get me close. All right, an easy birdie. Woo! It's funny, play for par, and hopefully birdies will come every once in a while. Now we were just right down the middle. Good thing I'm playing for par. Actually, I got greedy because this is an ace run hole, and I was trying to float it out because I knew it needed a little more space to do a little bit of a flex S-curve. Yeah, poop, got greedy. To be honest, a forehand might be better just because you've got less trees on the right for the first half of it. And I threw to the wrong basket anyway. I'm supposed to be going for the B over here, so hey, congratulations to me for screwing up and actually being closer to the basket. That's how it goes sometimes. I didn't even know there was a basket over here. I thought they were both over there. Yep, totally meant to do it, totally meant to be here. Sometimes it definitely is better to be lucky than good. That was funny. I'm not complaining, I'm taking it. So now this is an interesting, it's a par 4. Got to get out and then go over the ditch, but it's not that long. It says 335. Let's see what UDisc says. 335. So I just got to get around the corner. I think that's okay. There are guys that will do forehand flexes or whatever that can get to the basket, but you got to get through all this stuff. So it can be done, but you got to have some sneaky little stuff happen up there. I'm pretty good for the A basket. That's all you want to do. Now it's been a little while. I have to figure out what the next shot is. Oh, there it is. It's just right there. Oh, not too bad. So the basket's right through there, but you got all these little branches here and the wind is pushing this way. I'm Tempted to throw a thumber. Yeah, it's just holding it out there a little bit. Should be okay. I wanted to make sure I got over. Remember, we're playing for par, so I wasn't trying to get real tricky and drop it right at the basket. But yeah, I gave myself a little bit more meat on the bone. But once again, I'm putting for birdie, so I'm not mad. So the wind was just pushing it and kept it out here, where I was hoping to drop right in here. Always look at your background behind the basket. The good news is I got some stuff back that'll stop the disc, but if I slide too much, then I'm gonna have barriers trying to come back. So I've got to be a little bit careful. Wind is picking up. I wasted my time talking to you instead of putting. Actually read that one right. Wind picked it up, put it right in the middle. All right, 436 par 4. So we just added 100 feet, but we kept it in the open. So 200, 200, 36. I've never been in danger. I've never been stressed out. There's just a one that I pushed a little long that I had to throw through the trees. But other than that, I've been very relaxed. And hey, we've got enough stress going on in our lives and all other places. We should have a little more peace and joy in the hobbies that we love. So, I don't know. There's something nice about just playing for par and just working on grooving your control. So remember, this is a par 4 and I'm going for par. So all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna throw, there's a mando on the right tree. I just need to, even if I hit the trees on the left, I'm okay. Upshot in. I just need to make sure I don't hit the mando and I don't go in the bushes. Yeah. Your body relaxes when you give yourself permission to not have to do amazing every time you throw. If every time you throw you have to make the best shot, you tighten up. But when you give yourself permission to relax a little bit, often you throw a better shot. So now I'm in a quandary. I'm 35 feet away, basket on a rock, but I'm throwing a birdie putt at it. It'd be nice to finish with a birdie, but I need to make sure if I miss, it stays next to the basket. So I'm gonna have to float it up there. Online, just a little chicken. And that kind of sums up my round. No, to be honest, listen, that was stress-free. What I finished, 4 or 5 down? Playing for par with a Berg from the long, well, I think most of them were the longest. But guys, this game can be simple if we will think about it, play smart, play within ourselves, and not try to push too hard. Well, there you go. I hope that encouraged you guys. No matter how far you throw, that 200 feet and in, you can be dangerous and you can kick some butt. So there you go, guys. I hope that encouraged you. I hope I do see you out on the course. I really do. If you see me out on the course, come holler at me. Guys, we want to become better players, but more importantly, we want to become better people. Love those folks around you. Talk to them. Get in their lives. Find out more about them. Talk to them more about who they are in their hearts than your golf game. Hope to see you out on the course.